Hello, yours. Welcome to CodeForAny. E-commerce Flutter app inside. Today, I need to see this here the grid view. We need to develop here the ISA versus. If you click here, open here the list view, then open this here the grid view. If you here open here the grid view, then open here the list view. Like this, you need to toggle buttons. You need to develop here, as well as you need to develop this here the sort filters, model pop-ups. Bottom set you need to also developing here. Look like this. Two UI need to making here. First of all, you need to created here started here, and we need to make this here the button configurations. Need to set here the one flag, so need to needs here, so need to give this here the bool is grade. By default need to set this here the false like here's, and we need to use these buttons, and we need to apply here this all things filters, and we need to set this here the vice versus need to set here the set state equal to not is grade like that here, and make sure we need to set here the conditions is grade. Then we need to set this here the icons as a list like here's. We need to make here the conditions. Now we need to find out here the codes. We need to getting here first of all these codes we need to apply here, and we need to set it here. Now we need to expandable this list, and we need to write down here is grid. Then we need to write down here the grid view builders like here's. Set here the grid items context and indexed like here's returning this here the containers like this UI we need to put here, and now we need to use this here the silver fix crocs axis counts. We need to put this here, so we need to give this here the 2 main spacing, so we need to set here the main spacing. We need to set this here the 15s, and crosses axis spacings also need to set here the 15. Like we need to conditions, and we need to put it here. Now we need to item counts set here. Set here the item count is indexed array dot. Need to set here the length, and we need to get this here the object where object is equal to need to write down here the index list array index of value. We need to get here like we need to call here like here. We need to put at these conditions, and already you need to develop this UI for the grid cells. We need to use inside these home screens. We need to home 1 yeah 2 screen inside need to integrate this UI. Need to explain here. We need to use directly this code. Look like these codes also need to here on the integrate here. We need to use directly. We need to check here the conditions of this row here. We need to set here the maybe fixed height and width. We need to set here. This need to use it here. Now we need to set here the grill cells. We need to copy this line of codes, and we need to paste these shops inside the new files. Maybe common widgets inside need to put this here, so is good. Create here new files. Item grade cell. Maybe you need to direct this here the item cells is good for the dot. Like here, so need to replace here, so need to create here for list view. Then need to use this here the row. If you use here the grid, then to convert into the cell. Like we need to write down here the like this here the UI. Need to set it here the containers like here the UI. You need to managing this here. Need to fix this here, remove here. Need to set here the top right. Need to change here the bottom right for this UI like here's, and need to set it here started. Remove here the paddings. Need to cut this coding. apply with this column, remove it, and I need to set it like this here. Like we need to set it this all codes, we need to integrate it and we need to put it this here, and now need to testing times, we need to copy what line of cells we need to create it here. So already rename this years, now need to go inside here the get item list. Maybe later change we need to get product list like this, need to set is good because we need to make mistake, sorry for that. Now need to replace with these containers and we need to pass this here the cells as a object. Import this here. First of all, this cells, item cells, object. Inside we need to pass this here the object like here and apply this here. Save. Now need to go inside here shop. Select here any categories. Now need to change here to list. Look like this. Show here the overflow bottoms. Look like this here the showing here. Maybe need to grid cells inside into top edges. That's why I need to make here the errors like this. You need to fix this here. First of all, so need to find out here the item cells and we need to remove this here paddings. Need to set here the bottom, bottom 15 is good for this UI. And look like this show here's bottoms overflow. Look like this need to getting here the errors. We need to fix this here, so remove here the width. No needs, now need to clean here. Set here width as a max width. Max width double dot max width. And set here the paddings. So need to copy this here the edges. And we need to go inside here this center cells item here, set here the grading, apply this here padding. So need to horizontals, need to set here the 25 and verticals 15 and show like this here. And make sure you need to increase this here this height of these cells to give this here the fixed heights for these containers. Set here height, you need to set here the 220. 300s. Maybe not here workings in here like here overflow, maybe cross axis aspect ratio 1.6, 1 by 2 or maybe need to increase this year's height. This for definitions and as person need to designs write down here the screen width double dot screen globes media query, crop size of context dot size dot width, multiply by 0. Need to use this here 13. Yes, good. Increase this here 50. Like here set at here, so maybe increase this here 6. Like here. Like so need to configuration for this UI and we need to put it this here and we need to set it here similar to designs. And this grid inside we need to also manage this here, this containers buttons favorite set here against this padding like here, set here only, and we need to set this here at the top, set here bottom, set here 60, increase 80 like here, so maybe 75. Now this is the displaying goods for this UI and we need to set it here. So if you change then list view, if you change here the grid view. Like so need to set it here and set this data. I need to integrate it and we need to applying here and show like this data. Now need to call this here the bottom action set. So need to develop this here. First of all, so need to write down here the one button. So need to calls here to this action sheets. Now need to go inside here the category list screens and we need to find out here the lowest price. Need to find out here the these buttons filters and here's click event inside we need to call here's show model bottom sheet bottom sheets context inside pass here text and builders text semicolons written here for these containers we need to make here the column and we need to set here the list child like here's need to create here semicolons function here. Now we need to first of all the set here the titles of this text. Need to copy any one text like here's and we need to set here paste this here and we need to set here the cross axis alignment indexed. Maybe need to use here the axis alignment set here the start, create here row and main axis alignment set here the center. Now we need to set here the font. Use this here the semi bold 18 and semi bolds need to mean here the 600 font weight dot 600 like here. Put it here. Now need to test here. Click on here and show like this here. First of all, need to make here the paddings and we need to make this UI inside. Check here the corners, the clips, container where it is. Scroll down. Maybe make here the container is good. Use this here the decorations, box decorations. Set here the color colors white. Then after radius border radius only. Need to set here the top left circular. So need to set this here at 25 and top right circulars 25 like here. So need to put here Then after we need to set here the padding, const, edges inset, symmetric, horizontal. So need to set this here the 20, and also need to set this here the verticals also 20. Need to bottom set here inside configurations, background colors. We need to set here the color clear, transparent. And open this ears and transparency look like this here the showing similar to UI. And now need to set here the titles as a short by and primary text. Flags we need to configurations, and we need to configure this UI, and we need to set it this years. Change here's and open this here and show like here's maybe not reflecting here's why, maybe wrong place. Primary text, apply here and show by this years. Short by look like this here the showing here's, and now need to make this here the list view. Need to put here put these columns. Maybe this container padding we need to remove here's, and we need to apply here's for this UI and this row. That here padding, paste this here. Now display good, and we need to make this here the list view builders, maybe list view directly call this here the child column is good, better than list view column like here's, like this need to set it here's. Now make here the list for the shorts, right down here's list short array, set here the name property equal codes name semicolons comma, and you need to copy and paste this here's like here's. Format this text and to write down here the first one is the popular, second one is the newest, third one is the customers reviews, fourth ones we need to give this here the price as lower to lowest to highest. And to typo here fix this here the highest, and again so need to copy and vice versa so need to highest to lowest, like here so need to price and make sure so need to set here the select sort indexed select short is equal to by default. So need to set here the fourth one. So need to miss 3. Like set here. So now need to copy here and make here the UI for the list. Filters as well as now need to set here this containers to write down here short by short array, maybe list view is good. List view builders and set here the context indexed set like here's return this here the inquel on tab event and to call here like here's set here the child and we're going to create here the row, create here child's semicolons and here's item counts. We need to set this here the 1, maybe not 1 short array dot length like here's and make sure so we need to convert into the containers. Get here the decorations, box decorations, set here the color. If here the sorted indexed equal to 0, not 0, indexed, then we need to set here the colors. Primary, otherwise need to transparent color one, color transparent like here's and we need to set here the bit height. Set here the text. Now need to copy any ones and we need to paste this here. Get here the value of object short array index of value like here's copy here's and we need to set this here's for the name tags to string like here's and we need to set here the conditions equal to use here's primary text. Need to clean here's transparent colors like this. If here selected index, then to set this here the white text color. Now need to check here the fonts here the 16 regulars 16 and regulars set here the 400s for the every text like here's and if here selected then we need to check here's 16 semi bolts, maybe only these conditions need to put here's copy here's and we need to set here the 600. Apply here's and set state, set here the object is equal to indexed, select shop, close here's and we need to check here's. Now again this list you maybe here make mistakes, so need to set here the never scroll physics. You need to set here's never scroll physics and sync wrap set here like here and now we need to click here and show like this here the UI and make sure Need to hide here's. Let make issue. And we need to set here the padding. And need to set here padding. Const edges inset symmetric horizontal. Need to set here the 20 and increase this here. So need to set here the 50. Click here and similar to UI, need to make it here like this sets. Short by UI. Need to develop it this here the done. If you like this video, please give the thumbs up. If you're new user, so please subscribe my channels and press the notification bell icon. You can get our new video notifications and awesome content. If you have any question, so please write down the comment sections. I will help you and sort out your issue. Everyone have a nice day. Goodbye and take care.